Welcome back, and hello if you are new. So, if you're a fan of Tech Death, then this was absolutely the best tour that I could have seen this year. Featuring 4 bands of First Fragment, Allegion, Fallujah, and topped with Obscura, this was literally the Tech Death experience to end all Tech Death experiences. And I was able to go down to their London show. I know this video might be a little later than planned, but it's worth mentioning just how brilliant these bands all were. Sadly, I did miss First Fragment, but the band are more than worth your time. And make sure that you do check them out. I'll leave some links below and then you can give them a listen and see what you think. I'd love to know in the comments. Following that, however, one of the main reasons I was there was Allegion. I stumbled across their album Form Shifter years back and have loved the band ever since. And their brand new album Apoptosis is set for an April 19th release via Metal Blade, and it's absolutely wicked. Do not miss it. I've got an interview with Greg and Riley, which is probably one of the funniest interviews I've ever done, which is also coming up, so make sure you keep your eyes peeled for that. But the band were fantastic. They played tracks like Hail Science, 1.618. They debuted their brand new track Stellar Tidal Disruption, which sounded massive. And honestly, I think Allegion are doing so well. And this new album is going to push them to even greater heights. Make sure to check out that interview and you can find out loads of different stuff about the brand new record. Following that was Fallujah. I remember finding out about Fallujah on their Harvest Wombs album, and I remember hearing the record and thinking that there was nothing like this going on before. And for those of you who may not know, the band have had somewhat of a lineup change recently, as Brian James has left, which is the guitarist, and Alex Hoffman the vocals. But the show was amazing. Their brand new vocalist, Antonio Palermo, has got more than big shoes to fill. But he did an absolutely fantastic job. One of the highlights for me was actually hearing the brand new material, so they played single Ultraviolet. It sounds so big live that, particularly when I first listened to the single, I wasn't quite certain, but seeing it live and also seeing how Antonio performs with the band, it makes absolutely total sense, and it's a fantastic addition. Honestly, you should really give them a go if you've not listened to them. They combine this kind of atmospheric, almost shoegaze type feel, but with this kind of tech death onslaught. It really is something to behold, and their new album Undying Light is a ripper. I've also got an interview with Scott and Antonio coming up, so make sure you keep your eyes peeled for that. However, on to the headline act, which was the German Tech Death Masters of Obscura. The last time I saw Obscura was probably about 2 years ago, and the band have released their brand new album Diluvium last year, which was out via Relapse Records, and it was massive. I have to say, it was really amazing to see Obscura be able to play a venue like that and see so many people really engaged in their music. And particularly the new songs off of Diluvium sounded massive. For example, Emergent Evolution had such a weight behind it that it really propelled those riffs forward. And there were all sorts of fantastic material, but for me, obviously, it's kind of a bit of a highlight seeing the new material, as I have seen the band in the past. But Septuagint, of course, is going to be just as brilliant as it ever is. Not to mention Perpetual Infinity as a new banger was really great. Mortification of a Vulgar Sun was also definitely a highlight. Obscura, I think, are really kind of like reaching that next level of technical death metal. And not only do a lot of bands look up to them, but they have this sense of melody that is just kind of intrinsic in all of their songwriting. And you can go, you know, you can flip from albums Cosmogenesis to Omnivium to Diluvium or Acroasis, and they all have this common thread of melody. This video is more of a showcase of just how brilliant these bands are that you need to listen to them, particularly if you're a fan of technical death metal. Obscura's headline performance was absolutely sensational, and I cannot wait for them to come back. But most of all, with all of these bands, it's more the fact that you should just go and listen to them. Even if you hadn't necessarily gone to the tour, if anything, I hope this video just gets you to kind of check these bands out because they are so fascinating. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, hit that like and subscribe button. Make sure to check out all my interviews, album reviews, all sorts of stuff. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys probably at the next gig. Take care, friends.